Welcome guys. When we working with the if else and the loop statements, so a very common examples come in our mind, which is a Fibonacci series. Here in this lecture we are totally focused on the Fibonacci series. The Fibonacci series is a series of numbers and numbers which is named after Italian mathematicians, which is known as Fibonacci. It is simply the series of numbers which is starting from 0 and 1 and then continuously adding by of preceding two numbers. Okay, let's just see how this. I'm just showing you a practical demonstrations on that. Let's see, we have the number starting from 0 then 1. Okay, now here you can see that this 0 and 1 is our default numbers. Now here you can see that I said 1, 2, 3, 5 right here. Okay, let's just see now. Now here you can see that I will take these numbers which are default. Then here I just add this number 0 and 1 right here. Now I just write this one which is equal to 1 right here. So you can see that here I just write 1 plus, so this is equal to 1. So 1 plus 1 which is equal to 1. So which is equal to 1 plus 1 which is equal to 2 right here. Now here you can see I just write 1 plus 2 which is equal to 3. Now let's just see here I just write that this is 2 plus 3 which is equal to 5. How this programs work right here and how this example work right here. So in this example you have seen that the first two terms of the series, so these two terms are printed directly. Okay, the third term is calculated by adding the first two terms, in this case 0 and 1, so we get 0 plus 1 which is equal to 1. Hence 1 is printed at the third term right here, you can see that. And we will take this one right here, then adding this one with it, so we have 2 right here. Now at that we are getting this third term at that stage, and then here you can see that I am just adding 1 with it which is equal to 2, sorry, which is equal to 3. Then here you can see that I just write this 2 right here, then this 3 adding with 3 with it, and then we have the resultant value as the false right here. This is how a simple program or simple diagram what we are working with a Fibonacci series. Now let's just see that I'm just showing you a example on that Fibonacci series, where you can see that firstly I am just creating, let's suppose, a number, and the number here is which is equal to, you can see that, or you can say that the number here is, I just want to create a number of 12. So this is a Fibonacci series will starting from the number 0, and this is a range of the number which is 12 right here. Now here I just write I which is equal to, I just write 0. Okay, now here I just write value number 1 which is equal to 0, and then value number 2 which is equal to 1. This value number 0 and value number 1 are our default value what we are studied about. Now here you can see that I'm just creating the while loop. So while I which is less than, here you can see that the number, and then here I just write if statement. So you can see here I just use loop and if statements together. Now I is less than 1, so this is logic right here, and then here you can see that I have to write that will move to the next iterations which is equal to I. Okay, now here you can see that I just move to the else condition. So else here is, you can say that this is next, and next which is equal to, here is right, this is the value number 1 plus the value number 2 right here. Now here you can see that I just write value number 1 which is equal to value number 2, and then here you can see that the value number 2 which is equal to the next value. So this is the program of Fibonacci series. What was the formula we are applying at that diagram? You can see that like 0 plus 1 which is equal to 1, then we take this one right here, so 1 plus 1, then we have 2 values, so we did take 2, so 1 plus 2 right here which is equal to, I just write 3, and then 2 plus 3 which is equal to, I just write 5. So this formula is working like that. Like first we can see that we are taking the next iteration, which is equal to value number 0 and 1, means that 0 plus 1 right here. Then we take first value like 0, which is equal to 1. Okay, so here you can see that I just write 1 here. Okay, then here you can see that 1 plus next iterations mean it is 2, 3 or 5. So we have to write 2, 3 or 5. So that will work like this. Okay, now let's just come back to the example. Now that will print the next value, and then here the next value will be I is equal to I plus 1. So that will add simply one value with it. Now here you can see that I am just running this code. So I am running Fibonacci series from 12 numbers. You can see that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and this is 12. Okay, so that series will starting from 0, and then that will print up to 12 number. So this is our result right here to the Fibonacci series. Okay, hope so you understand now that how we are working with a Fibonacci series in a Python programming language. And this is very simple program, but when you are practicing the if-else statement or loop statements together, and you will completely and you want to completely understand the if-else and loops together. So there is very common example of the Fibonacci series in any programming language to understand the architecture of loops and if-else together. Hope so you understand now. If you find any of the problem regarding to this lecture, please let me know, and thanks for watching this lecture.